Coming to you live from Money Making Manhattan. You're watching Astrology Numerology Now. I'm your host, Z Starman, where every week at this time, we bring you real astrology and real numerology in real time. If you would like to get on the talk and the conversation, give us a call right now, 212-289-8020. And we have a special guest live in studio on Astrology Numerology Now. I try to bring different astrologers, numerologists, light workers from all over the world. And tonight, I would like to welcome to Astrology Numerology Now my special guest, ZERENA. How you doing, ZERENA?
Thank you so much for having me. I am just flattered to be here, and I'm doing wonderfully. This is a great new year.
Now, ZERENA is an Astro-Palmist.
Correct.
Now, how do we combine both the art of astrology? How do you combine that, both the astrology and the palmistry? Because a lot of people, we know the little fortune teller standing out on the corner for $5, handing out the flyer, read my palm, I'll read your palm, I'll read your palm. What do you do that's so different?
Okay, well, I have to start off by saying that I enjoy both astrology and palmistry. And when I began my journey in light work, I began with palmistry. So I was introduced to the planets as they stand in the hand and how they are represented through the palmistry symbols of the hand. And then I began to become really interested in how these symbols also correlated with astrology and how people behaved.
Okay.
So the way that we marry these two sciences together is to understand that people behave based on the circumstances of their birth, of their birthday, as you already know, is so significant to that person's behavior. And then what happens is that they do things or they experience things in their life, and their hand will show those experiences, just like a tree has tree rings on it. Mm-hmm. It will show the experience of that person. So it's a very remarkable science. And when you put them together, you just have a powerhouse of information.
ZERENA, tell our viewers what we're looking at.
Okay, so what we have here is actually an illustration of a palm. And what we see here are the different astrological signs in the palm or where they're represented. Now,
okay.
You can find that you may have a feeling in a portion of your hand. Sometimes people may have stomach aches. So up at the top where you see the ring finger and there's cancer in that top flange of that hand, right. They may have pain there often.
That's right next to the pinky finger now.
Right next to the
pinky finger. Now I see
yes.
on top of that, let's say on the pinky finger we have Mercury.
Right.
And then we have the symbol sun. For the sun. See, everybody, astrology and numerology is about symbols. And we have Saturn. Why is Saturn right at the bird finger?
Well, because often people work really hard in their lives, and this finger is indicative of how you build your reputation in life in terms of how hard you're working towards your goals. So it very much represents what Saturn represents in our astrological chart as well. On
at the bottom, I see next to the thumb, we have the symbol for Venus. Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
Venus stands for our creative endeavors, our creative passion, our vigor in our creative realms, and then also what it stands for is how much we love things. And those are the same things that are represented in the astrological chart. But when we see that on the hand, if there's a piece of flesh right where your thumb is underneath it, when it's very buoyant and really lively, then you know that that person's living out their Venus factor, or they're maybe happier in their love life or in their creative life than someone where there's a flat, sort of dull area in that part of their palm.
So if the bottom of the palm is a little bit more meatier,
right?
That means the person is going to have a better life, or?
Well, no, that just means that they are actually exercising their circumstance, whatever blessings they've received through their astrological Venus, wherever it's placed in their chart. They are experiencing the blessings of being able to be creative or being able to love things, and they're it's adding vigor to their life. So they're having more passion or just a better time than when they're at a less, as we know, we ebb and flow in life. So sometimes we're at times we're at an energy low. Okay. So when you see that portion on the hand be more buoyant, that's when they're at an energy high.
How can you tell the difference between a good hand and a bad hand?
Okay, well, first off, I never say there's a bad hand because just as I said, we all go through our energy highs and lows. And life is never going to be one way all the time. So what I say is that we come with high energy hands and we come with low energy hands. And it just depends on whatever that person is going through at that time. Usually you seek a light worker when you're in difficulty or you have questions about your future that you're uncertain about. So I like to see a little bit of low energy sometimes because it gives me an opportunity to assist the person.
What I'd like to do right now is to bring up a member of our studio audience, and this lady is no stranger to astrology, numerology now. We're motioning her to walk this way. And again, if you would like to call and talk to ZERENA, Astro-Palmist Extraordinaire, 212-289-2802 is the number to call. Come on up, Sweet D Love. We got my buddy, Sweet D Love. She's no stranger to astrology, numerology now. She's been on the show several times, and she's one of the great light workers also. How you doing, Sweet?
I'm well.
All right, let's read your palm.
Well,
Okay.
hi, how are you? Thank you so
I'm
much for
fine.
joining us and giving us your palm to read, okay? So the first thing I want to do is take a look at your palm, right? And being that we're actually on the verge of Valentine's Day, a lot of people are asking questions about love and romance and what is in their future as far as where those things are going. So and when I look in your hand, I'm going to look at the heart line. So if everybody at home remembers the chart we put up initially in the beginning, that's the line that runs across the top of the hand. And in your hand, I see that, number one, you are a person that loves to think about other people. And it may be a little difficult for you to kind of think of yourself, especially as this Valentine's Day comes around. I hope someone gives you something special because you probably have done really wonderful things for other people, and it's a nice time to show you that they care about you too. And then also even with this relationship sort of preset notion, we would look at your chart if you were to come to me, and I would look at your chart and see where your Venus factor is as well.
Well, Sweet is a Capricorn.
Oh, so am I.
So you're both Capricorns, all right.
Excellent.
January 17th.
Oh, excellent. Okay, well, I'm on the 24th. I'm on the other side, but no worries. And now also what I see in your hand is that you have a lot of life vigor anyway. So in your lifeline, if we look on our initial chart, the line that comes down and kind of curves around that Venus factor at the bottom of the thumb, this part is very strong, and this is showing that you have a lot of life force in you. I know you're a fellow light worker, and that's probably something that's being generated through you continuously, and it's helping just in everyday circumstances and things like that to keep you on your feet and keep you involved in every step of your life all the time. And then also there's a very nice tie to your family. You're a very family-oriented person, and they also have given you a level of creativity to take with you. So this light worker ability is probably something hereditary or something that's happened to someone before you, yeah, and they pass it on to you.
Is she right, Sweet?
Oh, yes, she
Yeah,
is.
excellent. All right. So, yeah, so when I look in your hand, I see a lot of energy, a lot of activity, but I definitely see a lot of love and compassion for what you do.
Caller, you're on Astrology Numerology Now, live from New York City.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, my name is Tom. I'm calling from Manhattan.
What day is your birthday, Tom?
January 28th.
January 28th. Happy belated birthday.
Thank
Yes.
Now, do you have a question for ZERENA?
Yes. I would like to know, will I be moving from New York to another state?
Okay, your birthday's January 28th. What year?
1943.
1943. What do you feel, ZERENA?
Okay, well, usually what I do when I'm looking at that, I would look at the palm, if that's what you are actually asking, if that's something that's possible. Now, you're an Aquarius, correct?
Yes.
So happy
Yes,
belated
I am.
birthday as well. And I will say that right now, the sun is definitely near the time, it's definitely touching the same place as it did at the time of your birth. So you have a lot of energy to put into this move. So the first thing I want to ask you though, because Aquarius is so able to do different things.
Look right at him in the camera. Talk to him in the camera.
Aquarius is so capable of doing so many different things, and they're very, very knowledgeable. So is this a job endeavor or something that you've already put time and energy into?
Yes, but not for a job.
Oh, okay. Explain to me, tell me a little bit more about why you want to make this move, because then I can give you a little bit more insight.
because as I'm getting older, the weather
Okay.
up here in New York.
Okay.
Well, let me just share this with you, Tom. Number one, for 2013, this is a number 8 personal year for you. And a number 8 personal year, you can basically write your own ticket with the number 8 personal year. 8 personal year is about money, business, and power. Anybody out there, if you want to know what your personal year is, all you have to do is add 6, because 2013 adds up to the number 6. 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 3 equals 6. Now, your birthday, it's 1 plus 28, that's 11, and 6 plus 11 is 17. And the laws of numerology say you reduce it to a single number, so we get the number 8. So you're in an 8 personal year. Put your business cap on, put your thinking cap on. But one of the things that you're gonna have to pay a lot of dues this year, because he has the moon in the sign of Scorpio.
Okay.
So you're in Aquarius with the moon in the sign of Scorpio. And with the moon in Scorpio, Saturn is making a transit. So I want to hear you say, I'm an Aquarius with the moon in Scorpio.
I'm an Aquarius with the moon in Scorpio.
That's your moon sign. Your moon sign is who you are emotionally. But emotionally, before you even move, you have a lot of unfinished business that you got to take care of.
Yes, I know.
You cannot just pack up and go. Although the universe says you can, but you have to dot your I's and cross your T's and make sure you take care of all unfinished business with the moon in Scorpio. Saturn is in the sign of Scorpio as we speak, and Saturn is retrograde, or will be retrograde. So a lot of emotional responsibilities for you. Thank you, caller.
Thank you.
We're going to give out, you got a question?
I actually would like to add, and I'm sure he's still watching, just be careful those impulsive moves, just because your native planet of Uranus, which is your guardian as in Aquarius, is actually in Aries right now. And so that's fire. So if you don't take care of all of your loose ends, you're going to have a fire. So you want to make sure that you really go back and clean up, so that when you make that move, you totally move and there's nothing left on your mind from the old place. You just have new energy.
Serena.
Yes, hi.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Now tell us a little bit about yourself. You were born in Brooklyn, right?
I was born in Brooklyn, so I am a native to New York, yes. But I was raised upstate New York in Westchester County.
What part of Westchester County?
Cortland Manor, so
okay.
It's very fairy tale kind of sleepy time land upstate, but it's a wonderful place to grow up. I enjoyed it, lots of farms.
Now, you're a Capricorn.
I am, yes.
And your birthday is Christmas Eve.
Yes, it is.
Now, let me ask you a question. As a child growing up, did you get Christmas presents and birthday presents all in one?
You know, if someone had done a reading on me the day I was born and told me every single time you tell someone your birthday, they're going to ask you these questions about whether you get a gift for Christmas and your birthday, etc., then I would be rich, and so would they. But anyway, actually, my parents were very good. They were very generous to me.
What sign are your parents?
My father is a Taurus, and my mother is a Virgo.
Oh, okay.
And I'm a Capricorn, so we make a beautiful earth sign,
trinity.
sort of trinity, yes.
Now, how did you get started in astrology? Then what came first, the chicken or the egg? What came first, astrology or palmistry?
Okay, well, palmistry actually came first for me. I'd gone away to school. I have a degree in political science from Morgan State University, and I had done some work with just different committees and things in the political world. So I was already interested in how people behaved in a pattern, so to speak. So through just other different channels and a lot of encouragement, I began studying palmistry, and I had so many really wonderful people supporting me at the time. People who would just let me read them and learn more through experience with them, and then people, once I started doing taking clients professionally, who were just very open to being honest and stuff. So I was able to collect a lot of information when I first started, which is really amazing. So when they said this is the age of information, it really is, because people are open to that. So I started doing palmistry first, and I really enjoyed it. It explained how just like your hand is similar to the rings in a tree, you see all these experiences that a person processes through their brain, and it all comes out in their palms.
Now, the late, great Adam Clayton Powell, he had a famous speech.
Okay.
and it's called What's in Your Hand. I don't know if you ever heard that speech. What's in your hand? So what's in a person's hand? How can a palmist or an astro-palmist like yourself guide, help, and direct people?
Okay, well, when I look at a hand, I'm literally seeing a map of someone's brain or their thinking behavior, their thinking pattern. So I'm seeing how do they see their own life? What is their basic, what did they take home at the end of the day from their experiences out in the world? I'm seeing that. That's their life path or their life energy. Then I'm also seeing how do they think about things? Are they scattered thinkers? Are they thinkers who like routine? Are they thinkers who are so creative and they get lost in their own world?
And we can see all of this in a person's hand.
All of that in a palm, yeah. And then also, what are their passions? When they love people or they love themselves, how is that reflected in their hand? All those things that go into our thoughts. So our thoughts have meaning because they do come out somewhere. And they are being documented, and they're being documented through your own body. So.
What's the most important part of a person's palm?
Well, I would say probably the lifeline. Another palmist may feel that it's something else, but I say it because through circumstances and experiences, people develop and they have limitations and they have extensions around their circumstances. So what I find is that if that life is giving to a generous, open experience sort of life, then they too respond to their life in that way, and that's what's recorded on their hand.
Why should people come see you?
Oh,
Look in that camera and tell them right there.
You should come and see me because I'm new. There are great people that have been in this industry for a very long time, and they're very gifted and talented. Zaki, you're a testimony to that, a living testimony to it. But for me, I am here to embrace the new age of Aquarius. I'm just kind of coming from a position where everything is new and you are an experience for me as well. So I'm not merely here just to give you a reading. I'm actually learning from you. And so I want you to come to me because you're bringing me more information and you're allowing me to grow. So it becomes an even exchange in a sense of I'm giving you something and you're giving me back. And I find that to be the best kind of exchange in this world when we can share with each other. So I would like people to come to me to feel my warmth, to feel and learn about what I know and my skills, and then also be able to apply that to other people. I want you to walk away from me learning something and knowing something. Not just with the information that I give you about how your hand looks. I want you to know why it looks that way and how you can make it better.
Now, I always ask this question. If you can have dinner with a person, famous person, living or dead, who would it be?
You know, and I watch your show. I had a discussion with my mom about this. I said, Mom, who would I sit down with? You know what? The person that I would probably sit down with at this point is Michelle Obama, believe it or not. I know a lot of people would say, oh,
why, because
you know,
she's a
pick somebody
like
else.
you?
And she is, I know. But I would sit down with her because she's experienced a lot of things that were similar to people. And that's what reading is all about, learning people. And she just seems to be a very grounded, real person. And it exceeds beyond just being the first lady. And I would like to know, you know, what her take is on life and how does she do it all. And I would love to see her hand as well.
Okay.
And I would like to see, you know, in order to be so strong and go through so much, you've got to be a really special person. And I have to say, I have seen her hand, and she's extremely intelligent.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
I want to know more about that brain, so bring me her hand.
It's interesting that both President Obama and Michelle Obama, their life paths are number 11. So they're both born master people. Give out your phone number. Look into that camera.
Okay.
Give out your phone number, contact information, whatever you want people to know how to get a Astro Palm reading from you.
Okay, well, I can be reached at 646-299-2094. You can email me at glamoroushealth.com. That's GLAMOUROUS health, HEALTH.com. I do know I have clients that come from Australia, clients that come from Texas, clients that come from California. If you call me or you email me and I'm just not available because I'm on the East Coast, feel free to leave a message and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And I'm looking forward to hearing from a lot of you, especially overseas too.
ZERENA, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for coming to Astrology Numerology Now. Will you come back?
Absolutely. I would love to come back. Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, ZERENA. Give her a round of applause. And that's about all the time that we have. I want to thank ZERENA. I want to thank my executive producer, Dietrich Kelsey, my director for today, the wonderful Susan Finelli from Behind the Shadows, and the staff and facilitators here at Manhattan Neighborhood Network. I'm your host, Z Starman, wishing you peace, love, light, namaste.